This is Jonathan Ayoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined all the way from New Zealand. It's early in the morning in New Zealand, in Auckland. The former heavyweight world champion, Joseph Parker. Joseph, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning from New Zealand, all the way from New Zealand.
That's it. Good day, mate. Or was that Australia?
Yeah, Australia.
How's things for you? How's family been over the last few months?
Family's been good. Thanks for asking. You know, the main thing is that we're healthy and strong and safe. And New Zealand is back to level one. So hoping and praying that that continues until the end of the year for when we have a big event lined up to happen.
Big fight announcement. Big fight in New Zealand. You and Junior Farr, your old amateur rival. How are you feeling for this? You must be really excited to renew hostilities with Junior Farr.
I'm excited because in this time, it's very hard to make things happen. You know, with the pandemic around the world, and so grateful to our team, David Higgins behind the scenes, for the work that they've done to make this fight happen. Thankful to Junior Farr and his team for finally signing the contract and getting on with it. And it's you know, we had 4 fights amateurs, 2 fights each, both ranked in the top 10 in the world now in the professional ranking. So, and we live not far from each other. So I think it's the only option of a fight I had this year, because I can't travel to the UK, can't travel to the US. So the only option for us both is to fight each other. And now that we've made it happen, it's I'm looking forward to training towards something. I'm excited to be training towards that day, and then hopefully when that day comes, I'll be amping to go.
Just give the UK audience a bit of an idea of the magnitude of this fight, because as I understand it, this is the biggest fight in New Zealand history in terms of combat sport. There's a crowd there as well, and the fact is you've had 2 fights each, and this is basically the decider.
This is the decider. This is like the finale, right? To see he's been saying that he's the best in New Zealand. I've been showing that I've been the best in New Zealand, and you know, around the world, being involved in some big fights. This is, you know, if we're able to stick to level 1 throughout the remainder of this year until the end of the year, I think we're going to have a massive crowd here, a great atmosphere, and you know, I think it's just going to be a great fight. You know, he has a lot of confidence within himself, and it took a while to lock this fight in because they wanted heaps of money and they wanted to talk about gloves and this and that. But we're finally here now. We finally locked it in.
What do you remember from the amateur days of how these 4 fights played out, and sort of your feeling towards him?
He's a respectful guy. You know, he's got a, like myself, brought up from a good family, and I think the amateur days, it's a while ago, but I think I won all 4 of them. He thinks he won all 4. So it's you know, even though there's 2 fights each in the amateur days, and you can get confidence from that, but the professional game is a lot different. You know, the professional game is you come in, you got 12 rounds, and then you want to try your best to hurt the other person as hard as you can, as best as you can, and you're going to pick your shots, and you throw a lot of power shots. You know, whereas the amateurs, 3 minutes, 3 rounds, throw as many punches as you can, and you know, whoever throws the most and lands the most wins. So it's very interesting because a lot of people think he's going to win because he's undefeated. And a lot of people think I'm going to win because I have a lot more experience and face a lot better opponents. So when you have people sort of looking at the fight as 50-50, that makes the fight exciting and interesting.
We spoke to your trainer, Kevin Barry, just a few days ago, and he said that this is a life-changing fight for Junior Farr and that all the pressure is on you heading into this fight. Is that fair for you? Do you feel like the pressure is on you going into this fight?
Yeah, a lot of people will say there's pressure on me, and if you look at it though, he's undefeated with, you know, and I've had 2 losses, and former world champion, and this is you know, we could have waited a year and a half, or we could have waited a year to lock in a fight in the UK or US. But what's the point? You know, if, as a fighter, you want to keep busy, you want to aim towards having a fight, and I wanted to fight, and it is a risk fight because if I lose this fight, you know, I'll go way down and have to, you know, climb back up, and it'll take a lot longer. But I signed this fight because I know deep down that I can win.
Are you surprised it's, I mean, obviously because of the pandemic, as you said, you can't get to the UK or the US where you usually train. Are you surprised this fight with Junior Fa is happening so soon, though? Did you expect to always meet each other at some point?
I thought we would beat each other at some point. I didn't expect it to happen now, but because of the pandemic, it's the only option. And so, thankfully, Matchroom has given us the opportunity to have a fight here in New Zealand. And yeah, I thought it would have happened later on, but I guess it's here now. So, taking it with both hands,
Have you?
and yeah, taking it with both hands, and I'm treating this as my real championship fight, because if I don't get past him, it's going to be very hard for me to get back to the top.
Hmm. Have you crossed paths since the amateur days? Because I know you live or lived quite near each other in the past. Have you met each other in since?
I think I've seen him probably once or twice before. I think he fought on my undercard back in 2018 in December, and maybe a few other times, but not really. There is respect. We see each other. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's your family? But even though there's respect and we're both nice to each other, when we get in the ring, it's a different story.
Also, obviously, in terms of sort of the cultural element of this fight, you're from Samoa, he's from Tonga, so it's sort of a grouping of cultures. And also the fact that it's two New Zealanders, all blacks clash, as you want to say. But how much of that sort of element of the fight are you even considering, this occasion of sort of being involved in a fight with two New Zealanders? How much of that are you even processing?
Yeah, when you have two New Zealanders, that is quite incredible to have two New Zealanders both ranked in the top 10, live not far from each other. He's got Tongan heritage, I got Samoan heritage, but the Islanders come together to support each other. So there's going to be a lot of Samoan and Tongan there to support both of us, and both being from New Zealand and headlining a big fight here in New Zealand, it's just going to be, I feel like it's going to be a great event. I feel like it's going to have a lot of support. I feel like the atmosphere is going to be crazy if we can have the crowd.
Hopefully it will land in the UK, which is always good because you've got a big UK following.
Yeah, I've loved my time in the UK fighting there. I love making friends. I love meeting a lot of the supporters. It's crazy how, I live on this side of the world, but I have some good support over in the UK, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that. And hopefully, if you guys are tuning in, my job is to go out there and put on a great show and get the victory.
What do you believe will be the difference between you and Junior Fa? Obviously, you have competed at the much higher level professionally. Do you think that will be the difference in getting you the win?
I think there'll be obviously he's got the height and reach, so I have to be able to come in and counter that. But I think with I just have a bit more experience. I've been in the ring with some bigger names, but again, you can't really look at that. Styles do make fights, and you never know. And boxing, one punch can change anything. So no matter how, I am very confident in myself and I back myself, but I also have to be very careful and wary.
What have you made of his rise specifically? As you say, he's manoeuvred himself into high rankings in the governing bodies. What have you made of his professional journey so far?
He's done well. He's done well, and he's got a good team behind him, pushing him and backing him and helping with the rankings and helping with his journey. And I guess that's the reason why we're in this fight now, because we're both ranked in the top 10. I don't think if he wasn't ranked in the top 10, I'm not quite sure if it would have happened. But I think with his team, Luda Bella, and he has a manager here in New Zealand, Mark Liddell, and with his ranking, I think that's the whole reason why we're able to make this fight happen.
Obviously, the implications if you win this fight, you're highly ranked in the WBO. How do you see your path to a world title shot?
Even though I'm ranked number 3 in the WBO, I think it's going to take a while to get back to fighting for the world title again. So this is the opportunity to go out there and perform well, get some good wins, and just to be patient, because the time, I think it will come. We just have to be patient and actually get the job done.
Well, I'm looking forward to this fight. Hopefully, be able to watch it in the UK. Do you have a prediction for me, if you can?
For my fight?
Yeah.
Knockout.
Joe, just a couple more, because I know we're rushed for time a bit. Just outside of your fight, I just wanted to get a few opinions. Haven't spoken to you since Dillian Whyte's defeat to Alexander Povetkin. What was your initial reaction when that big shot landed?
I was like, whoa. It's like, you know, and then because he was dominating the fight, Dillian Whyte, and he was, you know, he was doing real well like, until he got caught with that one punch, and it shows that one punch can change everything and change the result of what we thought was going to happen, and it was so fast that he did the rematch. You know what I mean? So everyone's excited to see the rematch and how that's going to play out.
How do you see this rematch playing out? Some people are saying that this fight is potentially too early following Whyte's knockout. Do you think that's the case? Do you think it'll be repeat or revenge?
I'm not sure. I you know, with the performance that Whyte put on, I think he'll come out and do a similar performance, and you know, he'll probably control him, but he just has to be wary and careful of that one punch, or he has to be careful that he doesn't get sucked into getting to a brawl, because Povetkin is, you know, he's been in the game for a long time and very experienced, and we could see his experience. He got knocked down twice or 3 times, but he kept coming back, and then, you know, he landed a shot of his own.